I mean, we're all set, and that's the good
Stop,
news.
Kim.
What? I didn't do anything.
Looking down. You're looking down.
Sorry, do you want me to look up? Maybe sideways.
Oh, don't do that. I'll faint.
We can't have that.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't listen to last week's show. Did you mention Gary?
Gary Lever? No.
Yeah.
No.
Because it was Gary's birthday of the last week.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought about mentioning something, and then I said,
just quick.
I did too.
Oh,
but I
there.
wasn't
Oh, look,
sure,
jeez.
so-
Oh my God. Look at this.
Oh.
A beer.
Oh, nice.
Just
I-
beer.
I have coffee.
I'm drinking water.
Grace, such a
Well, you know what they say. I'm retired. It is terrible, but
It is
enjoy work
terrible.
tomorrow.
All right, we're good.
Are we on?
We're on. Audio's
we
coming
on?
through.
Yeah.
Are we on?
Come on, man.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
Shut up and sit down.
Here we go!
Would you kindly? I think we're just getting started. Medic! I'm a witcher.
I think this is more than you can handle.
Sits on his ass all day.
Let's do this.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning into episode 823 of the Overseas Connection podcast. Today's February 16th, 2025. You left my heart in the toilet. More on that in a minute. We're a video game podcast. So if you're not familiar with the Overseas Connection podcast, we talk about video games. We talk about life, entertainment. We cover everything, even politics sometimes. God knows we have opinions. We're not afraid to give them. We're also able to buy our own beer, as witnessed by our very own Robin Tate, also known as Chris Kringle. Welcome to the show, Robin.
That's the second time today I've been called Santa Claus. Hiya. Hello, everybody. How you doing? It's good.
Excellent. Also on the show today, we have Miss Kim Woods.
Howdy. I'm sorry. I'm just updating the Shatters list so I don't forget anybody because, that'd
It's
be
always
terrible.
appreciated to update the Shatters list. Yes.
I know, right? So, yeah, I'm happy to be here. So, I was
We're happy
almost
to
late,
have you.
But, almost. Yeah, and I got a new t-shirt. So, yeah.
It's already starting. Just, Kim, look, we ask you not to flirt with the audience and you just can't help
Sorry.
yourself.
Hey, you know what? If I can bring the people in, I'm doing what I
Yeah.
can.
There we go. We do this every Sunday, 8 p.m. in the UK, 12 p.m. in the West Coast, 3 p.m. in the East Coast. And if you happen to be in Montreal, Canada, although Montreal might be East Coast,
Not for
they're
long.
probably not Central, but
Not sure.
maybe Ontario's Central, maybe? I don't know. Central Time Zone, 2 p.m. We're on YouTube.
Is
We're
there
on Twitch.
UTC in America?
I'm sorry?
Is there UTC in America
Is there UTC in America?
as a time zone?
No.
No, it's just Europe then. Okay,
No, yeah, we have the one time zone we don't talk about is the Mountain Time Zone. And
Nobody lives
and it's
there.
because it's a very select group of states that fall into the Mountain Time Zone, and nobody really cares about them. That would be Denver, Colorado, for one, is part of that. So nobody cares about the Broncos. We don't care about the Mountain Time Zone.
I had to do some looking up, and UTC is quite complicated to work out. It's universal. Yeah, so I was trying to work out what time a race started at next week, and it was UTC, and I was going,
What is UTC to
what's
me?
UTC?
So how far? What is the difference between the GMT time zone and the UTC time zone?
Nothing at the moment.
Okay, it's the same time.
Just say that. I said, no, I don't know. Why did they not just say it? It's GMT.
All right. Well, you know what? We'll get to more of that in a second. Importantly, we have two birthdays to talk about.
We do.
Chris Williams celebrating. I'll give him his due. 46th birthday. The end is near, Chris. The doom is approaching. 4 small years away, and you will crack the code that you don't want to crack.
So I'm sort of thinking back because the first time I met Chris, I shared a hotel bedroom with him. It seems to happen quite a bit with me. It'll
Yes.
come up on tonight as well. And the first time I went to EGX in London, would
Yes.
have been one of those times. And I'm seeing he's 46 and I'm 56. So I really was a sugar daddy back because this must be
It
20
really
years ago.
was.
Yeah. You know, he was just
Or are you a gilf? Grandpa. Uh-huh.
Granny, I'd like to
No, it's, okay.
flugel.
What would, but so there's the cougar. What would
Yeah.
be the equivalent of a male cougar? You can't call
Mr.
you a lion because that
Mr.
Lion?
Cougar.
sounds too.
Mr. Cougar.
Mr.
Mr.
Cougar?
Cougar.
Yeah.
All right. So you were grooming Chris, is what we're hearing right now. You-
Possibly. Possibly.
okay. All right.
Possibly.
Chris,
still
we're sorry. You have been traumatized. I know what that trauma feels like, having shared a room with Robin. But someday you'll be able to look back and laugh without the
Happy birthday,
tears.
Chris.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow, the 17th. Also, Peter Marshall on the 22nd.
Mhm.
Now, I'm just going to read this as is written here because I think it's important that we present the facts as they are and we
Okay.
don't try and cover things up.
Yes.
Age unknown, but we believe he is 150 years old and claiming benefits.
Topical.
So
That's
likely,
impressive.
Peter, we're sorry ahead of time. You probably
You
are
have to
dead. but yeah.
have to dodge that bullet. Or sorry, dodge that bullet.
Doge that bullet.
Doge.
All right, let's talk some
God.
story time.
All
Oh,
right.
wait, hold on. Birthday people, listen to this. Okay, that's all you get. You don't get it.
Everyone here loves story time, our favorite time of the day.
People don't understand. We're on a tight time clock. We run a well-oiled machine here. We never start late. We are always on
No.
time.
Always.
And we have
Seven,
things
nine.
that we have to pay attention to, such as we know Robin has got a race after this.
hmm
And so we want to make sure that we do things in a timely, quick fashion to get the show off. I will stop rambling now. Kim, what's been going on in your neck of the woods?
Not a whole lot. It's been another one of those quiet weeks. I started weightlifting again because
Okay.
I missed it. I don't want to be like the Incredible Hulk, but there's just something about it that I like, and maybe I needed the endorphins. I don't know, but anyway, I've started again,
Lycra?
which was good. And I pinched my
Lycra?
nerve in
Is
my
that what I
shoulder.
just heard Robin say? Lycra?
Wait, Lycra?
Yeah. Lycra?
So, okay, here's the questions, Kim. So
Yes.
on the weightlifting front,
Yes.
are you sporting the weightlifting belt?
No,
Are you
I'm not
gearing
like-
up?
I'm not that far into it. I've just got some dumbbells and a kettlebell. So
Chalking
I
up your
haven't got the-
hands?
Yeah, you're right. I'll get me some gloves.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Are you
You know,
grunt?
no.
You need to grunt, Kim. If you're weightlifting, you need to
Oh.
grunt.
Okay. I'll remember that. Tomorrow when I'm
Well,
lifting
okay.
my.
But there's a science behind this.
The-
Okay, it's
oh,
not
yeah?
really. It's not really science, but
Okay.
it's my theory on this. If you're
All right.
grunting,
Right.
well, one, hopefully it means you're lifting weight that's really heavy, which is
Well,
what
hopefully,
you
yeah.
do when you're weightlifting. Is you should
Yeah,
be trying
right.
to push the boundaries.
Oh yeah.
However, I have seen on more than a few occasions people grunting over weights that I'm pretty sure they could have just put in.
There's
yeah.
no 5-pound dumbbells here. I think I've got 13 pounds or 14 pounds, something like that. I don't remember what my biggest ones are, but anyway,
Okay.
go on.
There's a part
Is
of me
there
that
more
wants
to
to make
this?
fun of 14-pound dumbbells, but I'm not going to
Hey,
do
you
it.
know what? I'm a weakling at this point, so I'm 13's a lot at times. So
Just
hey,
push
at least
forward.
it's not 5, and they're not pink, and
I appreciate the not pink thing. That's
Oh,
important.
me too. Because anyway, I mean,
Okay.
my kettlebell's like 50 pounds. Although you can take the weights off of it and make it like
Okay.
5 pounds.
That's good.
I'm
That's-
starting. I'm getting there.
I'm all for it, Kim. I'm not trying to discourage here. I really am not.
Oh, okay.
I'm all on board. I believe weightlifting is a very good exercise, and I think a lot of people, and this is one of those funny things, and I hear it a lot from women when they're talking about getting back into the gym, and they look at these weightlifting women, and they're like, oh, I don't want to look like her, and yet they really do. Just
Right.
maybe not to the extremes.
Right.
Well, you see, Judith's been talking about this quite a bit over the last 36 hours. And so we were in bed last night, and she's going, Robin, these here must weigh about £1 each. If I can just take those couple of pound off, no, you can take one off. You're not taking both of them off. That's the way to weight loss. I can't do without those. But she's wrong with the way you feel them. And I went, okay.
If you're gonna twist my arm, you know.
I weighed them. Woo-way!
Okay.
More on weight loss in a bit, but continue on, Kim.
Yeah. Well, just for the record, I don't want to take mine off. But anyway, you know, I don't know. I just felt like getting back into it again. I like weightlifting. I actually like it more so than cardio. So my poor exercise bike over here is, well, a blanket holder at the moment. So anyway, so weightlifting, I'm back in it. Like I said, I pinched my nerve in my my right shoulder blade, so that's been kind of a pain in the ass, but I've struggled through it. So
All right. I love it.
Yeah.
Power through.
Yeah.
That sounded more like
shoulder is a pain in the ass.
Robin, do not take us literally for what we say. I know we have
Okay.
used the English language often,
Okay.
but yeah. Speaking of abusing things, Kim, horses in the hayfield.
yeah. Oh my God, my horses, they pushed the gate open into the hayfield, which is fine because there's a fence around it. They can't get out or anything. And I swear to God, the number of people who have called me this week between my sister, Tony, even my sister's boyfriend, and even my friend Brian have drove by and they're like, "Oh my God, the horses are in the hayfield. We have to call." And yeah, so it's been kind of crazy because they're like, "The horses are in the hayfield. Are they supposed to be in the hayfield?" Because they act like they've never been in the hayfield before.
Right.
So yeah, we've been fielding a lot of calls about that this week, and I'm waiting for random strangers just to stop and pull in and be like, "Hey, do you know there's horses in your hayfield?" At this point. So yeah, that's been interesting to say the least, because even my sister's boyfriend was all ready to go out there and like run them out of it, and I didn't even realize he knew anything about horses, so that was kind of comical. So yeah, horses in the hayfield. Who knew that was such a big problem? Apparently.
And I was going to say, just for the record, you don't want the horses in the hayfield.
No, they're fine for right now because it's winter, and they'll just eat it down and leave behind fertilizer, and so it's fine. Because usually once we get the hay crop off of it, we'll let them in there anyway and let them eat, because we've only got the 2 of them, so it's not like they're going to do a great bit of damage. So
Maybe you need to put up a sign that says, "Hey,
Horses.
we know the horses are in the
Yeah, right.
hayfield. It's okay."
No.
It's
It's sign
fine.
for the horses. Like, horses, no entry.
Right? Like that'll
Right.
work. 'Cause-
Would work.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so that's been fun this week. It's just like, okay, it's been a call every day. The horses. I'm like, yes, they're fine. It's wintertime. The hay's not growing anyway. It's fine.
All right.
So where were they again?
Well, they were in the hayfield.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah,
Just making
right.
sure. Okay.
we're clear about that one now.
Just got to be clear about
At
that.
least I hope so.
And they're okay to be in the hayfield.
Yes,
Okay.
they're fine to be in the hayfield. Yeah.
Good.
Robin.
Yeah.
No, sorry, Chris Kringle.
Yes, Santa Claus.
Especially with the shirt, Robin. You're looking very Christmassy.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Hey, can we get you to say ho 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 once? Just once.
You're a ho.
I guess I asked for that, didn't I?
So on a brain note,
What's going on, Robin?
so the heat's been on, and Judith said to me last week, Robin, you better go and check the heating oil. And of course, there this afternoon late, the radiators were cold. I went, So thankfully the fire's lit. I'll order heating oil tomorrow morning, and but it's cold out here, so I've
I'll
put
bet.
an electric radiator on just behind me there. So that's on. I'm a naughty boy. That was really, really good. My poor car has been sick. It went in for a full service. My needs a whole new rear end, suspension arms. I was driving it, and of course the suspension popped up through the trunk and went through a wiring loom. So it didn't come back to me on Friday. So hopefully tomorrow with pain. It will be with pain.
Which car is
Doesn't
this?
sound good at all.
My BMW.
Yeah. What
don't
the
have
hell
the
were
name.
you doing? What have you done to this car?
I think it's just wear and tear. It's an older car. It
Okay.
is unbelievably low profile. The hard suspension, it's like some sort of gangsta would drive. It's
Okay.
that low to the ground. So yeah, but hopefully back tomorrow. But it will hurt when I get the bill. It will hurt.
Yeah.
So as you may be aware, and if you aren't aware of this, either you're very single and you post things on on Facebook about I need the hug, but I can't be bothered. I don't know who would do that. It was Valentine's Day on Friday evening. So,
No.
Judith and I and our two friends, Devon and Adrian, we decided that we weren't going to go out and have bad service and get ripped off, that the girls would bring some food in and they would cook it and we would have it. And we're going to make beef Wellington and all fancy stuff and all that. I'm going, geez, just go to Marks and Spencer's and buy one of their set course meals. And we had Wagyu beef in a pie, and it was
Nice.
spicy cheese to start with, and it was just wonderful. And from dessert, and we had a couple of bottles of wine, and the crack was mighty. We had good fun, and we put our keys on the table, and we went home with different keys, and it was just a good night. It was good fun. We thoroughly enjoyed it. It was really good Valentine's, and it's the best Valentine's I've had in a long time, and it was really good. We thoroughly enjoyed it. So you don't have to spend loads on Valentine's, ma'am. So I mean, I just do not buy me a card. And I know that's a trap. But Judith really doesn't do cards at all.
Yeah.
Don't buy me
I'm with her on
flowers.
that.
We didn't do that. I just went to the cemetery and got some in the afternoon.
Smart play.
Roses there.
There you go.
And usually it's the morning when it's busy and you go in the afternoon. No, I didn't do that. But we had it was a lovely time. It was really good. So yeah, that was nice. It was just nice. Just saying.
Good.
Yeah, 28 years in, love is there. We're good
You don't need a Hallmark holiday to
Yeah.
remind you to say I love you to your wife.
Chesapeake Peak or whatever it's called, Creek. Oh dear, she's watching that. It's terrible.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, I do have a new internet pipe coming on. It's now a few weeks late, but I've got a new internet pipe coming on Wednesday.
Okay.
So I'm getting it free for a year. Woohoo!
Okay.
I hope hardware.
Is this because they screwed up before?
Um.
Trying to remember. Didn't you have an issue where they were supposed to come out and wire things?
Yeah, they were. It was supposed to be end of January, so it was
Right.
pushed back. So we're upgrading our pipe, and the main reason is this works okay, but I have been getting some racing connection issues.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that does it. And when I phoned for the deal, they said, "Oh yeah, well, okay, we'll give you all this new hardware and a mesh system for
Right.
running your house, and we'll give you
Nice.
12 months free of charge, and then after you're only tied in for another year after that, and it's half the price of the one you have now, and you've got double. You'll be going from 1 gig to 1.6 gig.
Oh,
This is
so,
how they get you.
yeah.
Got
it
me.
is.
They got me. So that's coming. But speaking of pipes, we had all our guttering. It's all finished. The house is done. Perfect. Just
Okay.
a few little lights outside. But outside here, this building, we had the stonework put on the window in front of it as well.
Mhm.
And we were told that we had to get a windowsill to stop the water getting down in behind this hand-cut stone.
Right.
And I asked the guttering guys, could they get something more? Could they do it? And no, they didn't. So
Ah.
there was a piece of guttering left over, decorative guttering. And I went,
Hmm.
I can be Mr. Fix-It. So I cut one side of it off completely. So we had, instead of having a U gutter upside down, we have just an L.
Okay.
And I put some wood battens on top of the window bit and put it down and drilled it down. And I made a windowsill. And I am man.
Look at you go with the beard. Now you've made a windowsill. You're just cashing all in, aren't you?
Maybe you
Just-
shifted more Grizzly Adams than Chris
The
Kringle.
testosterone on this podcast suddenly.
know.
I don't know if I can handle it. I'm telling you.
Didn't order the oil.
I'll bring it down in a second. Don't worry.
Bye-bye. Okay, and I'm going to mention one thing, one last thing that we watched through the week, and it has had an effect on me. It was superb, and I thoroughly recommend it. It was available to Americans in
Yes.
cinemas about a year ago now, I suppose.
Yeah.
And it wasn't available over here at all. Might have been in some weird cinema in London in the back end of nowhere, but it only became available on Amazon. It's on Amazon Prime in the UK, which means you don't have to pay for it apart from your subscription.
Right.
And it's called The Sound of Freedom. And
Yes.
it took a lot of crap. It took a lot of crap. The people that made it, the actors that were in it, they took a lot of crap from certain part of America for some reason I don't really know. The premise of the story, and it's based on a true story. It's about a guy who worked for the government tracking down pedophiles, and he just got to catch them and never got to help the kids. And one day he got to help a young boy whose sister was also still had been caught up in all of this stuff, and he was 8 and she was 11 or 12 years old, and he goes on a hunt in the South America and ends up in the jungle in South America trying to track down this girl, and it is wonderful. It's hard to watch. It's close to home with me, but it is absolutely superb, and you will be blown away by how big this subject is and how much of this goes on throughout the world.
Yeah,
There's more
it
people
is
in slavery,
eye-opening.
more kids in slavery. One stat at the end: more kids in slavery now than there was slaves when slaving was legal, and that is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Anyway, so watch that.
So Sound of Freedom. It's just real quickly, Robin.
Yeah.
It is a fantastic movie. I'm glad you were able to finally see it. So we saw it in the theaters out here. One of the interesting things that was going on when it first came out, you were talking about the controversy behind this movie. They lost studio funding, as I recall, and so there was no distributors that wanted to distribute. They had to kind of self-distribute this movie out.
Yeah.
And one of the things they also did is they released it out to I want to say it was the AMC theaters, but they released it out free. Like you could go in, you didn't have to buy a ticket for a limited time, but they did give the option. They call it like paying it forward. You could buy somebody else's ticket. So it was an interesting premise to that. They were able to get, I think, a pretty good groundswell of people to come and see the movie. We saw it on the last day it was being shown in cinema out here. And yeah, like you said, it's a very good movie. Tough to watch.
Get that, you know, Mel Gibson was a producer on it, and they kind of criticized the government for not doing more to help these kids. Like it's not in our remit, and that's the only thing I can think of that why this movie was criticized. I don't understand it. Anyway, watch it; it's really good. What have you been doing, Greg?
Okay. First, I'm gonna go back and then front.
Okay.
Don't ever do that for the record in a romantic situation.
Yeah.
But the U.S. played Canada in the international tournament, and we beat Canada 3-1. It was fantastic. But the reason why I want to bring this game up, if you haven't watched this hockey game, go watch it. In the opening seconds, I mean, literally a second ticked off the clock, and there was a fight.
Yep.
Guys go to the penalty box. They redrop the puck. Another fight. Those guys go to the penalty box. They drop the puck. Another fight. There were 3 fights within 30 seconds of this match starting. It was awesome.
Why were they just bad blood between them in the locker room or something?
Yeah. Fuck Canada. I mean, we love Canada, but fuck Canada. They're big rivals in the hockey world. And so, and also, you know, it's not only that, but this is the NHL version of the international squads. So they let them fight. Whereas in international hockey, in the Olympics, you can't fight at all, right? They frown on that. They try to break it up right away. Here, the refs just were like, let them go. It was great.
We're at the Belfast Giants this Saturday coming with Glenn. He loves it. And there's a bit of fighting going on there. And the crowd cheer. It's like, whoa, we want blood. We are terrible. We are terrible humans.
Yeah, you know, back in the day, at least we're not throwing him to the lions anymore. But honestly, I would have probably gone to watch a gladiator match. I have to admit. You know, you would have too, Robin. Just admit it. It's okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'll admit.
So Valentine's Day, much like you, Robin, I was, you know, we don't embrace the Hallmark aspect of Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't buy cards. We don't buy gifts for Valentine's Day. We do kind of avoid going out to restaurants because especially in the U.S., you know, restaurants they jack prices up.
Yeah.
They do the Valentine's Day specials. And it's really, you're getting shafted for going out on Valentine's Day. But there's a tremendous amount of pressure on people.
You won't get shafted when you go home.
Yeah. If you're lucky. But
so we all trying to get shafted on Valentine's Day, or never mind.
We're always trying. But yeah, so we ended up, you know, having a nice steak dinner, steak, a little salad, some nice bread, a great bottle of wine, and, you know, had dessert lined up. And so it was just a fantastic dinner.
I did phone you in case you
did?
needed some for later
You,
on.
you
in the
did phone
evening.
me to give me
Stick off your
advice.
game plan.
Yeah, it was much appreciated, that fatherly advice coming from you. You know,
I've been there, done that. I called you.
I know. You know, and now as I'm looking at you, Robin, it's like I'm
Yeah.
talking to Dad. So anyway, so we had a really wonderful dinner. Kind of, Cindy was, calling it an early night, and I was actually happy to play some games. There was no romance side of things on this evening. Colin had stayed up late, that kind of thing. So we were just, it was a quiet, nice evening. And then I got my actual Valentine's Day gift. The 3 Ps. Anybody want to guess what the 3 Ps were?
No, because mine was just
Passion.
awful.
Cook.
Robin, you're not
Papyri.
far off. Pee,
Pyrrhia.
poop, puke. So around
Ah.
12:30, I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know when you have a meal and you're like, it just didn't quite sit right with your belly. There's a little grumbling going on in your intestines. So I go to the bathroom, as expected. Didn't agree with my belly, and I come out of it thinking, okay, fair enough. Come back into the living room, and I'm like, I'm just going to go to bed now. And I'm noticing my stomach and belly area, they're still making the same sounds. Yet there's nothing left for me to poop out anymore. Sorry, I'm just going to
That's
go
always a
there.
problem. That's all right.
Oh dear.
And
Okay.
about a half hour later, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to throw up.
Oh wow. Get it up there, man.
I started throwing up throughout the night, violently throwing up until about 6:30 in the morning.
Wow.
It
You were just
it was
on your knees. Holding on to the
yeah,
toilet for
it was
dear
rough.
life.
So and the fun, Cindy was fine. So what we figured out, or at least what I've surmised, was
Poisoned you.
the only there was that thought came across, but we did have different
like
salad dressings, and I think the salad dressing I had probably gone bad. It was a creamy Italian dressing, so you
Fridge.
can't necessarily tell, but
Right.
In the back of the fridge for 10 years.
probably. But
Snippet.
either way,
Sorry.
oh dear God, that was rough. Now, to complicate things, my brother-in-law was driving up the next day, and we were supposed to go out that night to go see a cover band of the band Rush, and they're called Rash. And I was a little concerned. I wasn't going to be able to hang, but fortunately, I was able to recover. And food poisoning, even though it was rough through most of the morning, I probably was in bed until about 11 o'clock in the morning. And then finally, I was just like, you know what? I got to get up. I got to start moving around. And come 6 o'clock, I felt relatively okay. I mean, okay enough that I could drink and have a little bite to eat. Worked out fine. And the band Rash, good. I don't know that I'm not a huge Rush person.
Right.
I like Rush music, but I'm not like, oh my God, I want to go see Rush. So
Right.
these guys played for 3 hours, which was pretty impressive when you really think about it. You got a cover band playing for 3 hours, but Rush did that as well when they were on tour. They would play just the 3 guys up on stage. So that in itself was impressive. There's some great music within that, but then there was a lot of songs. I was just like, I don't know these songs. Some of this stuff I'm good with. Some of the stuff,
Yeah, I could probably name you 2 Rush songs, and that's about it. So
yeah,
that's probably one too many. Anyway,
it's a little hurtful. What did
sorry.
they do to you, Kim?
They didn't do anything to me. It's just I don't listen to a lot of Rush either. So what is it like? A Tom Sawyer? I think that's one of them.
Yeah.
I know that one.
Yeah, it's a good song.
That's pretty much about it. So
You probably know more than you think, but
That's true.
again, once you get into the stuff that you don't know, you really are like, I do not know what this is.
right.
And some of
Right.
it, and maybe it's because it was the cover band itself. The lead singer had the sound, the tone, but you could also tell sometimes he was struggling with trying to keep that Rush
I can imagine.
sound,
Yeah.
which is a higher pitch. Anyway, it was good times.
I'm
when we
glad you
got
feel better, because I mean, you seem to be having a hell of a time here lately with being sick.
yeah. Let me tell you,
You just
between
can't
the
win.
cold, I just got
Right.
over the stupid cold, then I got food poisoning, and I have a sty coming in on my eye. So, I'm just getting the triple whammy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I could live in your eyes.
you
I'm a
probably
pig.
could. All right, let's talk some video games.
Today I feel like playing computer games. Today I feel like playing computer games.
Mr. Matthew with the knowledge there. Rash is playing some of their own stuff. Bastards.
Probably.
Sons of bitches. No wonder. All right. Kim.
Yes.
Now,
Huh.
there's a laundry list of games that you have played.
Is there a community question, or was that last week?
No, there is.
Oh, my bad. Let's
Sure.
take a step back. There is a community question.
There is a community question.
I mean, it's only Mr. Matthew. I was just going to skip right over it, but I suppose we should.
Well, yeah, but
He'll
he's
come
been
around and
pretty
sort
good
you
about
out.
giving us questions. So,
Okay, what's the
All right.
community question?
alrighty. CP Matthew asks, AMD or Nvidia, and why? Are you dogmatic about it, or do you look for the best performance or best value?
Well, Mr.
Oh.
Matthew, that's a fantastic question. Thank you for writing in, sir. We appreciate it. I don't have a big care. Whatever is working at the time. I heard, I think NVIDIA's having a problem with one of their cablings overheating or something like that now.
Right.
One, I feel like you shouldn't have to have a power plug for your graphics cards. That's a little, but I don't know.
Coming that way. Hardly Dan told me what to buy, and I bought it.
Well,
There you go.
Right? Yeah.
As long as it works.
I don't have a good answer for this either, because I only built one computer in my lifetime, and that was years ago. So, yeah. And as it stands now, I couldn't afford to build my own computer because Jesus Christ. So yeah, I don't have an opinion one way or the other.
Technically, Kim, it's supposed to be cheaper if you build your own computer. For the
I know
record.
it's supposed to be,
Yeah.
but yeah.
People keep telling me now I need to buy is it a 5090?
Yes, that's the latest, the 59.
5090. I am doing my best. So my PC is now my racing PC is now 2 years old. And I'm going to do my best to try and get to this time next year before rebuilding. So
Right.
get another year out of it. Going to do my best. I've got a 3080 or something like that then at the moment. TI is supposed to be pretty good still. It still looks good. To still get lots of those frame things that they all seem as important. But no, I'm not fussed. Whatever fits in the slot.
I will say this. For the longest time, I was a big AMD person, and I think it was because they were kind of the underdog in the race. So I kind of wanted the little guy to be able to come out, but I now have an NVIDIA card in my current computer. So does it really matter? No. As long as it performs well enough, like you guys have stated, I just don't have that strong opinion about it.
No, 1590 is the one melting the power cables. Oh, well, I'll wait for a while then.
Yeah. So this is the one he was talking about. The 5090, the power cable. It has a power cable, which that in and of itself is just bizarre to me. But I guess it's actually the connecting cable. It can't just flow off the normal juice of the computer, like plugging it in. It needs to actually have a power cord coming into it. Having it melt is a problem.
Oh yeah.
So
32,
that's
30,
if that's
it's
the
still hard. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I bought well at the time. When I asked Harley Dan to spec me a machine, and asked him to spec me a machine that was top 2 years ago. Make it the best that you can make it within reason. Make it 90% the way there as far as expense is concerned, and so I can get a few years out of it. And he has advised me well.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Hardly Dan. He knows what he's talking about. There we go. Maybe, Kim, you should talk to him, because maybe he can guide you on building a computer economically.
Well, I thought about that, but I don't really need a gaming PC. I mean, I've got my Steam Deck, so
There you go. You got a Steam Deck.
I mean, if I because the only thing I use a PC for is the podcast, basically. So I mean,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there we go. I will be upgrading sometime in the probably next year or so myself as well, Robin. I do not plan on buying I'm not going to build it myself. I have no desire to do that. I will pick something that is kind of pre-built, or I can pick components out and have somebody build it for me. It's probably the better way to put it.
It's not difficult to build it. I mean, I built that
no,
one. It's
it
just,
isn't actually because
Yeah,
I built mine and it wasn't terrible.
I realize all of these things. My desire to do that though is like below my shoes.
Right.
Yeah.
The challenge is for us nobodies that really aren't into it. They just want it to work.
Right.
I don't build a PC. I mean, when I had my own business years ago, 30 odd years ago, I used to build PCs for people and knew all of the components and all the parts and everything. But now I don't. And I only do it every 2 or 3 years. So every time it's 2 or 3 years, it's like, I sort of remember this. I mean, the big thing that changed this time round was cooling. So I have my gaming machine has a water-cooled cooling system in it, and it's all fancy and pipes and all stuff. And so I think gimmick, that sort of stuff was weird. Solid state hard drives, looks like a memory chip. That was kind of new and weird. But again, it's like putting a jigsaw puzzle together and terrifying yourself when you're the most terrifying part when you put the processor on.
Yes.
And the glue stuff, and you have to pull down that little handle.
You're right.
To make sure that you don't pick it up. So
actually, the biggest thing that made me nervous was the wiring. And it was funny because the guy I took it to wire it all together after I put all the components in, he looked at me and he goes, "You realize you did the hardest part, right?" I'm like, "No, I didn't."
Because you're generally the plugs, there's only one place they can go, you know?
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like, but he ended up doing it and he only charged me like $30 to do it and it was fine. But he's like, he just looked at me like shocked, like you did the hardest part, you know?
Yeah.
I think the other thing that so like snapping the memory boards in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And because I mean it's like a plastic board, you're like, I could easily just snap this off by accident because I'm trying to push too hard.
Said plastic. Yeah. It's probably gonna get tooled off for calling it plastic.
Yeah, I know.
Probably.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. Thank you for the question, Mr. Matthew. At the end of the day, we don't care.
Right. Sorry. Yeah.
We do love you though for sending in the question.
Yeah, because we like answering questions. We just don't get nearly enough.
I hate answering questions. I get it all the time. What the hell are you doing? Why did you do that? Where's this?
Well, yeah, I get those too.
Why did you put it?
Why are the horses in the hayfield? You know.
Why is the horse? Is it allowed to be in the hayfield?
Yeah, right.
That's the title for the show. It really is.
All right. Robin, what's been going on with you in the world of gaming?
Okay. Not much, but this week, well, yes, lots. We are going to Germany in October, and my Dutch buddy is going to share a hotel room with me again. We're staying in the really nice hotel. My moderator, Tony, who I've never met, who does all of my moderation on YouTube when I stream and very active part of the community, is coming to Germany as well. He's going to stay at the same hotel. So that's going to be exciting.
Cool.
So that's all booked and done. This Tuesday, I am racing with Jordi Honzek, who is one of the, if not the top streamers of my particular genre. And I'm racing in a race with him. I'm not racing him, no doubt, because I'll be humbled. But I'm racing with him on Tuesday evening. So that should be lots of fun. I'm looking forward to that. So that's Tuesday.
I have your behind the curtain at Bongo Racing video up right now.
Oh, right, okay.
I thought it was going to be more exciting than it is, to be honest.
No, it's not. No, the behind the curtain stuff, I do open up to the general public once. Usually 3 mornings a week, I'll be at my desk here, and usually it's locked behind a paywall. It's behind for my YouTube members only.
Right.
And they come in, and I'm just I could be video editing, I could be doing thumbnail stuff, I could be working on results for a championship, all that sort of stuff. And they just come in and they chat, and it's just to show people that this is the stuff that goes on behind the window. If you wanted to be a streamer full time, this is the sort of stuff that goes on at the very beginning. That's the behind the curtain stuff. So maybe tomorrow morning for a little bit, I'll be here. I've shot a bit of a video today. My seat, my racing seat, my bucket seat is a year old about now. And over the weekend, I did take the pads off it, and we got a lend of this cleaner. You know, the cleaner that has water in it and liquid, and it's for cleaning sofas and carpets. You know, puts it in. Well, I sit in this thing for 30 hours a week for probably 50 weeks. So it got a good old cleaning, and I put it all together, and I thought, oh, that'd be a good idea. A nice little video to say, look, this is a year on. It looks fantastic. It still does, and I'll probably edit that in the morning and get it up, and GT Omega will like that and go, oh, he's a good boy. That's why we pay him money.
Nice.
So then we're into the second week of the Warriors Pro series. The first one was there, and this week we are at Indianapolis. That should be good fun. Tough going, good racing Thursday evening, and then Wheel of Misfortune tonight and again next Sunday. Such a challenging week. Communities are such hard things, Greg. Kim, you remember, quite a few years ago, we had some awful times. Turmoil
Within the community is the roughest thing to deal with.
The turmoil was there, big style, majorly. And unfortunately, we use this thing called Discord, which is
the future.
Yeah, it's a future, yes. And unfortunately, when people type messages on Discord, they can be read different ways.
Yes.
I've got members from all over the world, and some people's humor is not the same. And it all kicked off on Thursday evening. We had one race on a particularly new game, and it was a fun night, and a crash happened on the first corner. It affected 90% of the grid. And myself,
That's a big crash.
Roger, one of my other admins, sort of said, actually, look, let's just restart this. Let's just restart it. And one guy from my little northern Mexico lost the rag, quit. Quit. And I thought, where'd he go? And I said, he maybe lost his connection. He'll come back for the second race. Oh, okay. I never thought anything more of it until all the night was over. And when I came back on Discord, there's this 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraph of, this is a joke. It's ridiculous. Nobody would do that. It's just a chosen few who get to decide this stuff. And it's a joke.
Oh, boy.
I'm a victim. Yeah, and he quit and left Discord, and it's been one thing after another, and I had this one guy from Wales, Chris, and he sent me this letter yesterday, and it's 2 A4 pages long, and it is so eloquently written. It is fantastic, and it goes on about the communication and how this immature platform called Discord can be taken in a text, and it's kind of in 2 pages. It explained in deep, very clever words what my phrase "don't be a dick" covers.
Right.
Yes.
But it's been and I have to admit I've Judith saying, oh geez, what do you do that community stuff for? She says, cause you more pain and more heartache. And I have to admit I had to question myself over the last few days about,
really,
I could just jump in here on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Tuesday and Thursday evenings and whatever, and just stream and not have any of that,
right?
And switch off, go to bed, and that's where the majority of my followers come from. That's where the majority of the subscribers come from. The majority of my views come from those live sessions. And then I thought, well, the why is I'm here to help old guys like me get online and do some multiplayer racing online in a friendly environment so they can learn and go faster and make some friends. And that's why I keep coming back. But you'll always have people, I don't know, online seems to attract, and we've had this conversation before about it attracts people with issues.
Yes.
Issues.
That's a nice way of saying it, issues.
Challenges.
So I want to venture a guess. When they restarted the race, why do I feel like the guy that was complaining was probably one that had gotten through the big crash?
He got through the damage.
Yeah.
Yes. And his history.
And he probably also was one that didn't win a lot of races.
Yeah, and history would say that he wouldn't have survived.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, I get it. I'm not talking about, I got to the point where don't throw the dummy out of the pram with me, because I believe I used the term "wind your neck in." It was a fun night.
Right.
It's a Northern Ireland, I don't know if you have it there, but wind your neck in is friggin' wise up.
Right.
Don't be so stupid. Over this, come on, grown men. So yeah, it has. I get more joy out of it than not, and with the it's that old 80-20 rule. 20% of the bad stuff is there, but 80%, there's 80% there which is really, really good with the community stuff, and they've been good to me, and I have had lots of really good messages as well to say we really appreciate what you do, and it's like this. It's a bit of therapy as well. So yeah, but it's been a hard couple of days just squaring that all away in my head.
Right.
Well,
Oh, there you are.
there's
Nothing it's just what it is,
Yeah, I don't think there's ever going to be a squaring away, really. At the end of the day, there are certain people out there that they just are the way they are, and they can't. They go to extremes. There's no middle ground.
And that's the thing about the internet and online communities. People go from 0 to 100
Yeah.
in the blink of an
Right.
eye. There is no in between, and that's part of the text thing as well.
Yeah.
But it's 0 to 100, and it's
And I think, unfortunately, part of that anonymity of I'm a username as opposed to I'm sitting across the table from you.
Right.
I can call you all kinds of names on the internet because I'm not necessarily fearing repercussions. And maybe this person wouldn't fear repercussions if we were sitting across the table. But there's a different dynamic when you're having a conversation with someone face to face than when you're texting someone back and forth.
Yeah, and my ethos in Bongo Racing is attack the driving, don't attack the driver. You
Right.
can
great.
say, that was crap driving, but don't say he's a dick or a bollocks or a shit or whatever. In the heat of the moment, fair enough. I've done it myself.
Yeah.
But you don't physically attack people or call them out, that way. And there's a way to handle it. And people would say, "Oh, you're too soft." No, I'm not. I'm trying to help people. Then people make mistakes. So anyway,
I mean, I remember when you were telling us to fuck off when we called you on Skype in the middle of your race.
Right.
It's the greatest
yeah,
moment
I'm
ever.
doing my very, very best to clean up my language online. I really am. I'm
And it is something. Even I like inwardly look and be like, you know what? Even outside of online, just clean my language up. Try not to, and I do drop a lot of F-bombs, I know. But it loses its impact if you use it all the time.
Yeah.
Just, like all these people that are saying, I love you all the time. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love
You're
you.
a racist.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Anyway. Speaking of racist, Kim, let's talk about
Yes.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, totally racist. Yeah, I'm still playing Baldur's Gate 3. But I did cave. I did install mods. I decided after Gale almost died that I wasn't that big of an achievement whore. So and I don't know what it is, if it's just because I'm still in the first act, but it does seem like we're extra squishy. So when it comes to like us fighting against something, it seems like we die or almost die a lot. And I've got actually somewhat good armor because I upgraded it. Now I don't know. I guess I probably should upgrade their armor. I assume. But yeah, I just said fuck it. He almost died, and I think Astarion almost died, and I'm like, this is fun, and I'm enjoying it. But the fact that I have to revive them every 5 seconds is a pain in the ass. So,
So
I
what
just-
mods did you install then to limit this?
Well, they have one that's called unlimited health potions, which basically means as long as you've got health potions in your inventory, you can use them, but they don't disappear.
That's a total cheat. Come on.
I know it is. I'm not denying it at all, but fuck.
You should
I'm
be
sitting-
ashamed. Shame, Kim. Shame.
I know, right? You know what though? If they didn't want you to use them, they wouldn't have them there. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, hold on.
Okay. Yes.
Unlimited health potions is not something that they built into the game. This is a
No,
mod.
they didn't. But the modders did. So
Right.
yes, that's what I'm saying. If they didn't want you to use it, plus if they didn't want you to use it, they wouldn't let you mod it. So
This is also true. Okay, I'll give you that.
All
I'll
right.
give you that.
thank you. So yeah, I'm getting along with it. Let's see. I adopted a dog. You come along a dog in your journey, and I adopted the dog, so he's back at camp. I don't know necessarily if you can bring him along with you on your. I assume he takes up a companion slot. I don't know, but anyway, he's back at camp. So I got a dog. Like I said, other than that, I'm getting along with it. I'm playing a little more. It's still weird to play Veilguard and then to jump to Baldur's Gate 3, but I'm figuring it out. Because I miss the combat from Veilguard. I kind of wish they'd done that for. I get why they didn't, but I kind of wish the combat was the same for Baldur's Gate. But whatever.
CP
So, yeah,
Matthew, by the
Baldur's
way,
Gate.
in the chat with an important thing. Nobody is dead for good. You just have to pay Withers 200 gold, and they are back. So
Well, yes, that's true, but I'm also having a hell of a time getting gold together because unlike like I said, Veilguard, where you can pick up gold pretty much everywhere. It's not, or I'm just not loot gobbling enough, gobbling enough. But the funny bit though with all that is they've got these places where you can dig, and of course you gotta have a shovel. Well,
Right.
it's funny because one of those places had an actual shovel sticking up out of the ground, and I'm like, okay, good. There's the shovel, right? No. You actually still have to go, even though there's a perfectly good shovel sticking in the pile of dirt right in front of you. You still have to go find a shovel.
it's funny, Ken. This comment right now, it reminds me of something that happened with The Last of Us when we were talking about you would collect knives.
Yeah.
And there's a perfectly good butcher block with knives sticking out of it on a kitchen table, yet you couldn't pull the knives out of the butcher block. I was ridiculed for that assessment.
Well, you shouldn't have been, because I pulled the same shit on this. I'm like sitting there clicking on this freaking shovel,
Why
going,
can't I
okay,
get
there's
the
my
shovel?
shovel. Why the fuck can't I get the shovel? But anyway, I eventually found one somewhere, and now I have a shovel and I'm digging up chests, and like I said, I'm just looting the hell out of everything. As long as it doesn't say that I'm stealing, because apparently if I steal something, Will just like has an absolute conniption fit.
Right.
So I'm not stealing anything, because right now I'm currently running with Gale, Asterion, and Will, because I got tired of Shadowheart and Lae'zel bickering at each other. I mean, no,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. So anyway, Baldur's Gate 3. I'm liking it. I wish the combat was a bit different, but like I said, the unlimited health potions do help. So because I
can
was
see that.
spending a hell of a lot of money buying more health potions to replenish the stock, because I keep getting us killed. So,
Okay.
but it's fun. I mean,
Now,
it's fun.
I know you mentioned you're looting the heck out of everything.
Everything.
Are you then
Yep.
taking that stuff and selling it, or are you
Yes.
just stockpiling it?
Oh no. There's stuff like like big swords and shit, that because I'm a rogue, so I don't have any use for any of that. So I'll sell it off, or if it's good enough and I can pass it off to one of the companions, then yeah, I'm gonna do that. But yeah, if it's stuff we can't use, then yeah, I'm gonna go find somebody and get money out of it, because I've been going through the gold like nobody's business, trying to keep us all alive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So yeah. So Baldur's Gate 3, like I said, I wish it had Veilguard, combat, but it doesn't. So I'm surviving. That's
Okay.
where the mods come in.
I saw Dragon Age. I saw Call
Yes.
of Duty. I didn't bother to pull any video for that. I figured
That's
we've been
okay.
there.
That's fine.
We've
Yeah,
done
because
that.
everybody knows what Veilguard is, and I'm still
Yeah.
on my second run through. I'm almost to the end of it, where the big battles are. As for Call of Duty, my nephew Tony and my sister's boyfriend Randall were on this weekend, and it's double XP because of Valentine's Day. Go figure.
Nothing
and
says I love you
got-
like shooting you in the face.
Right, and Boomer had been on the Xbox for a while, so I got a hold of him, and we all got in a party together and went and killed people on Call of Duty. So that was fun. It's a hell of a way to spend Valentine's Day, I just gotta say. I don't know.
It's
I
better than
enjoyed
the
it,
way I
guess.
spent mine.
And- Right. And on top of that, I haven't played it yet, but CP Matthew, I promised to get it set up this week, but I went ahead and bought Helldivers 2 on Steam
Okay.
Deck. So I'm gonna hook that up to our dock whenever we do Helldivers, I guess Friday.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm gonna kill everyone, because there's
To the
friendly.
audiobooks of Helldivers. That's good.
Yeah, so there's friendly fire, so more than likely I will kill you all, and I apologize for that now. So there you have it. That was me in a nutshell.
Okay. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. How about you, Greg?
By the way, shout out to the chat. I believe we've seen Boomer and Mr. Matthew in there. I don't know if
And
anybody else
Lord.
And
is.
Lord. And Lord. Lord
Lord,
was actually in
okay.
there before the show
Well.
was over. So yeah. Thanks,
Okay.
guys.
So I've continued on my journey with Space Marine 2. I still absolutely love this game.
Hold you.
Visually, it is fantastic. I think it's one of the best looking
Yeah.
games I have actually played this generation. So I am duly impressed by it. However, I did get sidetracked just prior to me starting to throw up my life away,
Right.
with Sniper Elite Resistance
Oh.
that came out to the Xbox Game Pass. And I thought, you know what? Let me
Right.
just play something different. I like the Sniper Elite games. Something about killing Nazis is always nice. And also the slow-mos. So, when you're shooting with the sniper rifle and they, the bullet goes through their brain and you get this like animated,
Right.
internal shot. It's satisfying. And the game looks great. I would just say this, and this is maybe some people will take it as a negative. I think of it as a positive. If you've played Sniper Elite,
Mhm.
you're going to know this game. And
Right.
there's nothing that, as far as I've played so far, there's no real big changes to how it functions and how it operates. It's just it's good. It's like it's a nice jacket that you're comfortable with. You throw it on and it feels good. So visually, I will say I think it's taken a slight upgrade. It looks really good, and I don't remember them looking as good as this game does currently. And I do think the enemy AI is a little better than it's been in the past. In a challenging way. Before you could really kind of lure people in a kind of a stupid way. Now it seems like if you set off like an alarm, you shoot and they hear it, they not only come after you in that current location, but they do also spread out their search pattern,
Right.
which I wasn't expecting. And so that proved to be a little more challenging in that I would kind of run away from where I had shot my gun and go try and hide. And yet I still, if I hadn't gotten far enough away from where the altercation took place, I still might encounter bad guys coming after me.
Right.
But yeah, you know what? Look, if you have Game Pass, this is a no-brainer. Check it out. It's a great game. And if you don't have Game Pass, still it's worthwhile. If you enjoy the Sniper Elite games, I would definitely say give Resistance a try. And that's pretty much it. Simple, easy. We played some Halo. We had a good time
Yes,
playing
we
Halo.
did. Yeah.
It's still one of my go-tos. I'm just saying. Never dies. All right. That's it, though. That's it. We're going to transition to some newsy stuff.
Okay.
Here is the fucking news.
So, Robin, this is your time to shine. If you're not muted, that is.
Feel what? Microsoft gaming CEO Phil Spencer has shed more light on the company's decision to release more Xbox games on PS5. In a chat with Xbox Era podcast, Phil Spencer was basically asked, "Hey, remember when you said Sony was using Xbox's money to keep games off Xbox? Well, now that you're dropping Xbox games on PlayStation, are you still mad about that 30% cut, or are you too busy swimming in your own 70%? Spencer, realizing the irony, shrugged and admitted, "Yeah, turns out making money is actually pretty cool." He went on to say that trying to force PlayStation players to switch to Xbox was like convincing a cat to take a bath. Pointless and mostly just results in scratches. Look, in an ideal world, we'd make 100% of the money from every game ever, Spencer joked. But the reality is, some people are just too attached to their PlayStation controllers, their game libraries, or their blind loyalty to a plastic box. And instead of shaking my fist at the sky, I figured, why not just sell them games anyway? He admitted that while Xbox obviously makes the most money when people buy games on their own console, the whole keeping things, everything exclusive isn't the golden strategy it once was. We're all stuck in our little ecosystems anyway, so let's just let more people play, he said. And as for that sweet 70% cut from PlayStation sales, Spencer grinned. Yeah, that definitely helps for pay for more cool stuff. So thanks, Sony.
So, one, I did laugh a little bit that their blind loyalty to a plastic box, that feels a little bit jaded.
Yeah.
Like we couldn't sway him back. Damn it, we fucked up. But I mean, this clearly is their strategy. As long as Microsoft's making money, I think they're happy.
I'm all for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Look, I have said it before. I will say it again. I am more than happy to see PlayStation owners buying Forza
Yeah.
Horizon 5 and help pay for future games that'll come to Game Pass for me.
Exactly. Me
I'm all
too.
good with that.
Yep.
We did have a Sony State of Play, Robin.
Oh, very good. It's not there.
It's not there.
I'm seeing- Was there stuff there?
There is
Yeah,
stuff there.
there-
I
yeah.
will. I'll read through the list, and you guys can just comment. How's that?
I don't
Alright.
see-
It's a laundry list of games. I'm
above
gonna
there. Okay, one of those. Okay.
I'm gonna start from the bottom and go up because I think they reverse ordered this on me. So we had Stellar Blade and Goddess Victory, Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming out in June. Pixel Junk Adventure Dreams of Another. And that's coming to PS5 and PSVR 2. Yay, PSVR 2. Woohoo. That's 2025 to be TBD in terms of actual date. Liza P DLC was announced. That'll be coming this summer. And let me just say, there were a lot of games that were shown off in this state of play. A good 80% of them I could care less about.
Right.
They just weren't my type of game. But there were a couple that were good. And we'll get into this. So Hell Is Us is coming September 4th, 2025. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater is out August 28th, 2025. Onimusha Way of the Sword, as well as Onimusha 2 Samurai's Destiny, both got new trailers. So Onimusha Way of the Sword is the remake, remaster, if you will, and then the new Onimusha game. A Dynasty Warriors spin-off called Warriors Abyss is out now, launched like it was one of the surprise announcements, out now on PS5 and PS4. Darwin's Paradox. It'll be a new platformer. No date given on this, just they showed it off. The action adventure The Midnight Walk is coming to the PS5 and PSVR 2. See? PSVR 2. It's making a comeback, baby. May 8th, 2025. Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic coming June 13th, 2025. Supermassive's Directive 8020. That will be out October 2nd, 2025. Split Fiction got a new story trailer. No release date for that. Borderlands 4 with probably the cheesiest bit in the entire state of play, where you had Randy Pitchford up on screen with one of the developers talking about the game and just being generally cringy. But yeah, Borderlands 4, if you're up for Borderlands 4, September 23rd, just right before my birthday. So there you go. WWE 2K25 with basically announced a multiplayer hub. So they're trying to really lean into that online multiplayer experience. Dave the Diver is getting Yakuza Like a Dragon DLC. We also had Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii getting a new story trailer. Digimon game, Digimon Story Time Stranger, which, okay, that's coming in 2025 sometime. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds also got a gameplay trailer. Then Shinobi Art of Vengeance was announced by Sega. That's coming to PS5 and PS4 August 29th, 2025. By the way, almost all of these games, I would say 90% of this list is multi-platform, coming to other platforms, PC, Xbox,
Good deal.
possibly Nintendo too. Monster Hunter Wilds basically kind of gave a roadmap for their game in terms of moving forward. Days Gone Remastered, just what everybody wanted. Another Sony first-party remaster coming April 25th, 2025. Please buy our remasters so we can make more games. Former GTA dev, they introduced the game Mind's Eye, and it felt very GTA-like. And that will be coming in summer of 2025. And then Tides of Annihilation is a new single-player action-adventure game set in London. No dates on that. Metal Eden is a new sci-fi first-person shooter coming to the PS5 on May 6th, 2025. Lost Soul Aside is getting released on May 30th, 2025. And then they wrapped up the whole show with Saros, which is the successor to Returnal. And that is coming in 2026. No date given on that. But that is a PS5 quote unquote exclusive. And that really was, I think, the major, outside of Days Gone Remastered, the only other Sony first party game, although Housemarque, that was Housemarque's game. So yeah, there was only 2 real Sony first party games. And this kind of laid out the roadmap for this year. It felt oddly light for Sony first party.
Right.
Don't know what to make of that. If we're going to get other games announced, I don't know. But that was it. I mean, it was a lot of games.
Right.
A good chunk of them I didn't care about, especially the first half of the Sony State of Play. I was like, oof.
Yeah, it was all anime, wasn't it?
Yeah, a lot of anime. All right, that does it for the news. But before I let you get out of here.
All right, now everybody get settled. Get away from the windows. Now look, good. It's time for the quiz. Yeah, you know what? Oh, too bad. Tough.
Since I have both of you here,
right,
a Valentine's Day themed quiz. So again, we're doing Metacritic. You're going to guess the score, but all 3 of these games have love elements to them, romance, relationship quests. And so I picked 3 kind of obscure games for this, but they're known games. You just wouldn't think of them necessarily for romance. So let's start with the first one. And this, I think, is actually a little bit obvious. Life is Strange came out on the Xbox 2013. We'll start with Robin. Robin, what do you think Life is Strange got for a Metacritic score?
89.
Robin says 89. Kim, what say you?
Life is Strange. 85.
Kim, you're on fire. Just say that right now. 85 on the nose.
My duck. My duck.
Yes, I see your duck.
So yeah, no, there you go. 85. All right, let's move on to the next game. I did actually not know this game has romance options in it, but apparently there are quite a few relationship paths that you can follow in Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Oh,
now, this came out to the PS4 as well as the Xbox One, but on the PS4 in particular, Kim, what Metacritic score do you think Valhalla got?
87.
Kim says 87. Robin, where do you think Assassin's Creed Valhalla and all of its
92.
romances? I'm sorry?
92.
92. Would you believe it only got an 80?
No, really?
Yeah, that was a little surprising. I always kind of think of them as high-scoring games. It only got an 80.
Right.
All right. We will move on to our last game. Again, a game I didn't think about from a romance standpoint, but it has these different romances that you can follow, and that is Saints Row 4.
Oh.
So, Kim?
Yes.
I'm going to go back to you. We're giving Robin a chance. Giving him a chance to Price is Right your ass. What do you think Saints Row 4 on the PC received as the Metacritic score?
All right, Saints Row 4 PC. 83.
All right, Robin, this is your last vestion of opportunity here.
84.
84. Robin, I want to inform you now, you have successfully priced righted Kim because it was an 86. Well done. But of course, Kim won the round. All right, that's it for the prices, right? Metacritic Madness, Valentine's Day edition.
Yay.
All right, Kim, real fast. It's a huge, massive list of games coming out this upcoming week.
It is indeed. All right. For your new releases on February 16th through the 23rd, we have a big one here, as far as I'm concerned, I guess. We have Avowed, which will be out for the Xbox Series X and S and PC on February 18th. As a matter of fact, if you upgraded and got the premium, you're probably playing it now because you have 5 days ahead of time. So it'll be out, like I said, February 18th. And it's on Game Pass. So there you go. And if you want the premium, if you're playing it on Game Pass, it's like $23. So there you go. Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, Tape 1. I know it's Bloom, not Bloop. Anyway, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, Tape 1 for the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PC, February 18th. This will be a fun one. HPL Rising for the PC, February 19th. I'm sure if you know what that game is, you know what I'm talking about, so there you go. If not, well, there you are.
Nyarlathotep?
Hey, there you go. I'll buy that for $1. Yeah, what he said. Anyway, it's out February 19th on PC, so there you go. Well, it says tie-dye in a dungeon, but I think it's two-dye in a dungeon. Out for the PC, February 21st, and yeah, that's it. So that's your new releases this week. So.
And yeah, that's it. I like the tie-dye in the dungeon. I think that's a solid title name.
And
Hippies in the dungeon. Yeah.
Thank you, Kim, for reminding me that I have to go and get that sound effect now. I forgot about that completely. I'd buy that for $1. Yeah.
You are very welcome. There's actually a guy on Twitter that if you put like a RoboCop reference in your tweet, he will, reply back with that. So
I'd buy that for $1.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty much out of that list, I think Avowed is probably the biggest one. But I know there's some people that are looking forward to the Lost Records one. So
I don't even know what Lost Records is about.
I think it's made by the same people that did Life is Strange and some of those. Okay. I think.
Yeah, they're in boxes in a garage beside a Mustang.
Exactly.
They're always there. All right, Robin, what's going on for you for the coming week? Oh, you kind of covered it already, but we can cover it one more time. Why not?
Yep, that stuff. Jasmine's off for a couple of days. It's all the kids are back, but she's off. So do a little bit of work tomorrow. Spend some time with her. Tuesday, I am streaming. Wednesday, the guys are coming. I was going to stream on Wednesday, but I can't because the new pipe's coming in. And that's it. Trying to book some holidays. I've already booked a little trip to Malaga for Judith and I. We're just waiting on the passport, hopefully, to come through to get this Disney stuff sorted. We're looking at going to Poland, taking some of the kids later on in the year, the older kids, to do the trip to Auschwitz, Birkenau, and that we think would be a good trip for them for a long weekend. And yeah, just, you know what? I'm retired. Enjoy your work tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Today's Friday.
Tomorrow's a holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
President's Day.
Yeah.
Oh,
President's Day, yeah.
How can I miss that? Oh.
We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore.
I will never get tired of that sound clip.
Love it.
All right.
Liberal tears.
Halo has shifted a little bit. It's no longer Wednesdays. It's now Tuesdays, Thursdays, mostly Thursdays, some Tuesdays. It's a loosey-goose situation, but we're maintaining it as best we can.
Right.
And then Femme Fatale Fridays. Possibly Helldivers 2 now.
Apparently Helldivers 2, yeah. So at least that's what I said when I bought it, because Mark kind of peer pressured me into it. To be fair, though, it was $25 on CD Keys, and I've been wanting to try it anyway. And I bought it on Steam Deck so I could use my Xbox controller, because I could have got it on PlayStation, but god damn it, I like my Xbox controller. I can't help it. I can't find a reasonable dupe for the PlayStation. Otherwise, I do that. But,
okay. Well, just be careful.
So yeah,
okay.
Mark is shifty when it comes to Helldivers.
I'll just mention.
I know, right?
I was thinking about you this week, Gary.
Yes.
Thinking about you. That's it. That's all.
Yep.
Yep.
For sure.
All right. We're at that time. I think we can say thank you to the community. Like, subscribe. If you already haven't done so, I should have said this at the top.
Yeah, I've already liked. I pressed the thumbs up button.
I know. I always forget. I'm bad about that, but damn it, do it anyway. Do what the kids do. We love you, everybody. I don't know the status for next week for me. I'll be honest. I may have to play taxi driver for my sister and help her get up to see my mom. If that does happen, we may have to do an early show or some variation of. If not, we'll be back at the normal time next Sunday. So there we go. Everybody, have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Toodles.
Thank you for listening to the Overseas Connection podcast. See you same time next